I did a video talking about Elon Musk and his role in what he's doing to our federal government currently. And I talked about how I didn't like the fact that an unelected African billionaire friend of the president was given full unfettered access to our federal government's spending systems and all of our money. And it is our money. It's our taxes. And I talked about how if when Barack Obama was in office, for example, if he had an unelected African billionaire friend of his and he appointed that unelected African billionaire friend to do the exact same thing that Elon Musk is doing, these people would lose their fucking minds. And they would. They would lose their mind if any Democratic president did this. Hell, I would venture to say they would have lost their mind had Bush done it, or Poppy Bush, or Reagan, or any other Republican elected president. They would have lost their fucking minds if any of them did it. It's only within the cultism that is the world of MAGA is this acceptable, right? So, this person then came to this conclusion, this genius conclusion. By Tom's metrics, nobody in a president's cabinet should be able to do anything since they weren't elected. See how easy this is? Couple of questions for you. Cabinet members. So those would be the secretaries, right? Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Education, Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary of the Interior, so forth and so on, right? Are they confirmed by the Senate? They are, right? They go through a confirmation process, a legal confirmation process wherein the checks and balances are allowed to take place, right? The members of Congress, specifically the Senate, are allowed to have a hearing, question the cabinet appointee, make a determination whether or not that cabinet appointee is right for that job, should be given the access and the position and the pay and whatever else comes with the position that they're currently being nominated for. When was Elon Musk's confirmation hearing? Did he get confirmed? No, he didn't. Why? Because Doge isn't a real department. You want to know how it's not a real department? Because it wasn't created by Congress. The Department of Education exists, for example, because Congress created it. Presidents don't create departments like that. The Department of Defense exists because Congress created it. The Department of Homeland Security, it's a great example. The Department of Homeland Security exists because Congress created it. They created it in the wake of 9/11. That was, I believe, one of the newest departments, if not the newest department created. The Department of Homeland Security, which is now what Kristi Noem runs. Lord have mercy on all of us, and I'm a fucking atheist. But he's a non-confirmed, unelected, billionaire foreign friend of the president who has unfettered access. Hell, it's not even clear what his true employment status is. White House says Elon Musk is a special government employee. Here's what that means. Billionaire Elon Musk is categorized as a, quote, special government employee, end quote, through his work with the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, a cost-cutting initiative created by President Trump to find ways to trim federal spending. Musk's employee status was confirmed by White House spokesperson Carolyn Leavitt on Monday, although she added that she wasn't sure whether the Tesla CEO has gained security clearance. DOGE, which isn't a federal department, has drawn criticism from Democratic lawmakers and sparked several lawsuits since Mr. Trump's inauguration on January 20, with some claiming Musk's DOGE is violating various laws. For instance, two unions and the Alliance for Retired Americans, an advocacy group for older people and retirees, sued on February 3 over DOGE's access to the Treasury Department's payment system, which handle everything from tax refunds to Social Security payments, alleging that the move breaches privacy regulations. The lawsuit pointed out that at the time of its filing, Musk's status with the federal government was unclear. The Trump administration has not publicly revealed whether Mr. Musk has been made an official, or an officer or employee of the U.S. government, or remains a private citizen, the lawsuit states. The Trump administration also has not publicly revealed the employment status of other individuals who are part of DOGE. In an emailed statement to CBS Money Watch, Levitt said, Elon Musk is a special government employee and has abided by all applicable federal laws. Here's what we know about the special government employee designation. A special government employee, or SGE, is someone who works or is expected to work for the government for 130 days or less in a 365-day period, according to the Department of Justice. The role was created in 1962 as a way to enable the government to tap outside expertise, according to the publication Government Executive. A special government employee can be paid or unpaid, the Justice Department notes. SGEs are subject to most rules, although sometimes in a less restrictive way, including ethics and conflict of interest rules, the Justice Department states. But SGEs are also prohibited from working on issues that impact their financial interests, as well as their spouses, children, or organizations in which they work or serve as a director or trustee. Some of Musk's businesses rely on the federal government's contracts, including SpaceX, which was awarded 100 contracts in 2023 worth of $3 billion, according to the New York Times. Musk's potential conflict of interest were highlighted by Senator Ron Wyden, the top Democrat on the Senate Finance Committee, in a January 31 letter to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent about the Tesla CEO's access to the department's payment system. I am concerned Musk's enormous business operations in China, a country whose intelligence agencies have stolen vast amounts of sensitive data about Americans, including U.S. government employee data, by hacking U.S. government systems, endangers U.S. cybersecurity and creates conflicts of interest that make his access to these systems a national security risk, Wyden wrote. However, an SGE can get a waiver if your interest is not large, the Justice Department notes. If you do not qualify for a waiver, you will have to disqualify yourself from participating in any matter that affects your financial interests. Musk's $418 billion fortune is largely tied up in his stakes in SpaceX, worth $136 billion, and Tesla, valued at $158 billion, according to Bloomberg Billionaire Index. Special government employees are only required to make a public financial disclosure report if they earn above the GS-15 government pay rate, or about $123,000. If they make below that, they can file on a confidential basis. It's not clear whether Musk is being paid for his work or if he's participating on a volunteer basis, although Doge has recruited full-time salaried employees. So, not only do we not really know if he's getting paid, if he's disclosed financials, if he's recusing himself or separating himself from anything that has to do with his financial interest, he is an unelected African billionaire friend of Donald Trump's who isn't confirmed and doesn't run an actual department, and you want to compare him to actual secretary cabinets who are confirmed by the Senate. Explain how the two are the same.